Now let's talk about the first mistake most people are making in their supply chain management career. The first mistake we are making in our supply chain management career is lack of clarity. We really don't know what we want. And because we don't know what we want, we don't know how to ask for what we want. And with that lack of clarity, it basically, we're working on everything. We don't know what to work on. We just try to go in and do what we're supposed to do day in and day out. But what is that next level? Do you have a clear goal? Are you doing what your boss wants you to do, which may be great, but is what they're asking you to do serving you to get to that next level? Okay, have you told your boss what it is that you really want? What is that next career goal that you're looking to have? Or you have maybe even many different goals. Maybe you have a salary goal. Maybe you have a position goal. Maybe you have an educational goal or a certification goal. And you're working on all these things and trying to make them all work for us. But what is that one goal that you need to do right now that's going to lead you to accomplish that next goal? And so you really need to back up for a second and say, what is it that I really want? Have you identified a career path that's going to take you to the level you want to go? If in your greatest dreams, you're a director of supply chain management, a vice president of supply management, a CPO, chief purchasing officer, or chief supply officer, what is that position that you want to attain? And what is the pathway to get there? What I've seen and what I've experienced is that there is really no clear career path that gets you to that chief supply officer or even CEO, because CEOs are starting to come from supply chain backgrounds as companies realize that supply chain is the Achilles heel of many businesses. That even though sales are important and they generate revenue, there comes a point in the company life cycle where you want someone who understands supply chain to maximize that revenue to get the most profit possible. So you got to kind of start, where is it that I want to end up? And what does it take to get there? And how do I build a plan to get there? And then figure out what that specific goal is, and then go step by step on what you're going to need to do to get to that goal. Maybe right now you're a buyer. You're in the beginning stages of your career, the first 5 years of your career, and you're a buyer, category manager. And what's the next level? I'm a buyer and I handle 10 categories, or handle one category with 10 vendors. Now I need to go from buyer to manager, right? Supervisor of buyers. And then from supervisor to buyers to director, from director to vice president, from vice president to chief supply officer, chief procurement officer, from chief procurement officer to CEO. And that entire path that I described all takes time. It could take anywhere from 15, 20, 25, 30 years to get to that chief executive level. But if you haven't done all the right things to set yourself up for that perfect opportunity, then it's going to be too late. So you have to start thinking about that now. Have that clarity. Know what is you need, where you want to go, and what's going to help you get there. Okay? So, for example, a director. Most directors require a master's degree. Okay? But before you get a master's degree, what other education do you need to have that's going to serve you right now? Maybe you need to have a bachelor's degree. Many of us start our career and we don't have a bachelor's degree, and we need to go and get a master's degree. So we start with a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree. Or maybe I have a bachelor's degree, I don't have the means or the time to pay for a master's degree, so maybe I will need to have a certification. So what is that first thing you need to do that's going to serve you best right now, that's going to help you get to where you want to go? So you got to figure out what that one thing is. Choose that one thing that's going to have the biggest impact on your career right now, so you can start to benefit from building this plan. So think about those in that area. Gain clarity. Start with, what do you really, really want? What is it that you want? Is it a higher position in your organization, in a different company? Is it starting your own consulting business, having the option to do those things? What is it that you really want, so we can develop a plan to get you there?